yo, you want Captain America Civil War spoilers? I got spoilers because I saw the movie, although some people think that's impossible for me to have seen it on April 14th when it was being shown across all of America in a city that I live in, with the pass I have right here. That's actually a copy because they take your real pass at the movie. So, what do you want to know? Why Cap and Iron Man are actually fighting? At the start of the movie, Cap and a few Avengers are trying to track down Crossbone and his gang. After him and Cap fight, Crossbone tries to suicide bomb Cap, but Scarlet Witch comes in and she's all like, she catches the explosion and throws it up in the air, but it blows up half a building, killing innocent people. Jump to young Tony Stark talking to his parents. We actually find out that this is augmented reality of the last time Tony saw his parents. He's at a college giving a speech, and at the end of it, he sees Pepper Potts' name because she was the one that was supposed to be there. He looks sad, which indicates that they broke up. Backstage, Tony meets a woman whose son was killed in the Sokovia attacks, which Stark was a part of, and this leads to him being in favor of the Sokovia Act, which ends up splitting the Avengers in half. The Sokovia Act basically makes the Avengers government property, and they can only get involved in matters that the government says they can. The government doesn't like the death and destruction that the Avengers are leaving behind. Now, during this meeting, Cap gets up and leaves because he got a message that Peggy, aka Agent Carter, has passed away. Black Widow visits Cap at the funeral because she didn't want him to be alone, but she also says she wishes he would sign the deal. Jumping over to the UN meeting where we meet Black Panther for the first time. Now, you've probably seen this in the trailer. A bomb goes off during the meeting for the Sokovia Act. Black Panther's father is killed in the process, and this is why you see him fighting Winter Soldier so much in the movie. The bombing is actually blamed on Winter Soldier because they have a photo of him at the scene. Once Cap finds out that Bucky is behind the bombing, he sets out on a mission to find him. He gets a little bit of help from Peggy's niece, Sharon Carter, aka Agent 13. Agent 13 and Cap totally have a thing going on in this movie like they do in the comics. Damn, Cap, you savage, keeping it in the family, bro. Now, this next part is one of my favorite things in this movie because when Cap meets Bucky, we get a badass escape scene. All these SWAT members are closing in on Bucky and Cap, and they have to fight their way down this stairwell, and it is dope. Stairwell fights are my shit! Daredevil? The Protector? Nothing like a good stairwell fight. After they escape the building, Black Panther joins the fight, and the rest of the scene is that whole helicopter motorcycle scene that you've seen in the trailers. That all ends with Bucky and Captain America being arrested. From here, Baron Zemo shows up to brainwash the Winter Soldier. He's also the one behind the bombings. Winter Soldier goes on a rampage fighting everybody. Probably seen this on trailers or TV spots, but he chokes out Black Widow, tries to shoot Tony Stark, and then Black Panther shows up, and he's really the only one that can hold his own against Bucky. Okay, I forget how they stop fighting, but I know it does lead up to Winter Soldier stealing a helicopter and Captain America trying to stop him. Again, you've seen this in the trailer already. Captain America is holding onto the building and a helicopter, and he's all like, ah! What they don't show you is the super bicep shot. Legitimately, Captain America's holding onto this building, then he switches hands and he's all like, ah! Anyways, the chopper crashes and both Cap and Bucky fall into the water. There's a little bit of symbolism here because Cap pulls Bucky from the water much like Bucky did with Cap in Winter Soldier. The next scene is where Cap asks Bucky if he remembers him. Bucky talks about Cap's mom, and this is basically when the whole team start gearing up for battle. Tony goes to meet up with Spider-Man. He hits on Aunt May, because duh. Then they talk in Peter's room where Tony locks the door. Yo, Aunt May, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but old dude locking himself in a room with a young kid, red flag. Tony shows Parker some footage he saw of him in his spider suit. They chit-chat a bit, and then Tony offers to build him a new suit. It was pretty cool to see Peter Parker get some screen time and not just Spider-Man. Captain America calls Hawkeye out of retirement to help him get Scarlet Witch out of the Avengers base where she's being held after she killed all those people at the start of the movie. That's the scene where you see her freaking fighting Vision. Next up, you see probably my favorite character in this whole movie. Ant-Man show up and meets Captain America for the first time, and this sets up the whole airport scene. Cap and his crew need to get an airplane, but Team Iron Man is in their way. Now, I will say that this fight is pretty badass. Do I think it's the best superhero fight ever? No. But that is my personal opinion. You could think this is the best superhero fight ever and it will never be topped. I would totally respect that and not shit on you in your comment section because we have a difference of opinion. Like I said, this fight is pretty badass. Everyone kind of fights everyone. Spidey fights Falcon and Winter Soldier. This was kind of shown in a recent TV spot. Black Widow fights Hawkeye, not really. Ant-Man fights Iron Man again. again, you've seen this in trailers or TV spots. I think by now you're starting to see the pattern, right? A lot of this movie is being shown, and it's not just Civil War. BVS did it, Deadpool did it, X-Men's probably gonna do it. Superhero movies are just showing way too much. Back to my favorite part of the movie, and that is when Ant-Man becomes Giant Man. Seeing this part was legit, and it's why Ant-Man was one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character in this movie. The reason we get Giant Man is because Team Cap needs a distraction to get to the plane. So Ant-Man becomes Giant Man, and awesomeness happens to the point where Spider-Man is swinging around Giant Man along with War Machine and Iron Man. The rest of Team Cap sacrifices themselves so Captain America and Bucky can reach the plane, where they're met by Black Panther and Black Widow. This is the only team switch of the movie. Black Widow shoots Black Panther so Captain America and Bucky can escape. Iron Man and War Machine chase after Cap, Falcon chases after them, and this next part you've seen but I'm a bit fuzzy on. I believe Vision tries to shoot Falcon but misses and ends up hitting War Machine, who falls all the way to the ground. Both Falcon and Iron Man try to catch him, but they can't, and the fall actually ends up paralyzing War Machine. Now, some of the issues that I had with this movie happened during the airport scene, but instead of explaining them right now and making this video even longer than it's already going to be, I'm gonna do that in a separate video. Everyone but Captain America and Bucky get arrested and sent to that big ocean jail. Tony ends up finding out that Baron Zemo was behind the bombing and the framing of Winter Soldier, so he goes to talk to Falcon to see if he can find out where Cap is. When Iron Man flies off to go help Captain America, Black Panther follows him. Alright, we're nearing the end. Iron Man meets up with Captain America and Bucky, and they call a truce. They're at the place where Winter Soldier was created. Baron Zemo is also there. For a majority of this movie, Cap and Bucky are chasing after Baron Zemo because they think he's gonna build more Winter Soldiers, when his real plan is to destroy the Avengers. Baron Zemo ends up playing a video that shows Winter Soldier killing Tony Stark's parents. Of course, this is when the whole Iron Man versus Bucky and Cap fight happens. This next moment was the only one time I was genuinely surprised in this movie, and that is when Winter Soldier is fighting Iron Man and he's trying to rip out the core of his chest. Well, fucking Iron Man blows off his arm with a blast from his chest. I was like, oh! Fight ends with Captain America beating Tony to the point where I think his suit doesn't work anymore. Tony's all like, you don't deserve that shield. Cap drops the shield, picks up Bucky, and they leave. Remember Black Panther? Well, he's with Baron Zemo, and Zemo confesses to doing everything. It's because his family died in Sokovia. Zemo tries to kill himself, but Black Panther blocks it and ends up capturing him. This whole movie, Black Panther is chasing after Winter Soldier to kill him because he killed his dad. He finds out that Baron Zemo is the actual killer, has the chance to kill him, has a change of heart, and ends up letting him live. Is it just me, or does that sound awfully familiar to another big superhero movie that happened this year? Maybe that's for another video. The movie ends with Tony reading a letter from Captain America that basically says, if you ever need me, I'll be there, which is pretty much a setup for the Infinity War. There was no after credit scene. Remember, this was a screening 3 weeks early, but from what I've heard is that there's actually going to be 2 post-credit scenes after this movie. That's pretty much all the spoilers in this movie. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section down below. But I do want to say something in regards to my non-spoiler review. You guys shitted on me in the comments because you thought I was biased, and you know what? If that's your opinion of me, that's totally fine. The one thing I've learned over time is people that call other people biased are usually biased themselves. Just really think about it, guys. Everybody's claiming this guy liked BVS, so he's gonna hate on this movie, blah, blah, blah. He's a DC fanboy. I could turn around and say the exact same things about you guys. The only difference is you're not gonna find me in your comment section shitting on your opinion because you liked another movie over another one. Opinions are subjective, and we're never gonna agree on everything. I should note that I'm actually watching Civil War for a second time when it comes out. One, I didn't hate this movie. Just because I had issues with it, everybody's like, DC fanboy! Like I said, I'm gonna explain my issues in a different video. Number 2, noted DC fanboy Kevin Smith didn't like BVS on the first showing, but he said he loved it on the second. So I want to watch Civil War again to see if my mind changes, because sometimes you just need to watch something for a second time. Anyways, guys and gals, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with people of any fandom. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all my other Civil War related videos that will be coming out, and all things nerdy and geeky on this channel. As always, guys, I am your host, Juicebox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Have I had my daily dose of juice? See you guys next time.